Hey there, Leos. It is Natalie from Power Moon Tarot. Happy to have you with me today. And for those of you that are Sun, Moon, or Rising Leo, welcome to your reading. You could also watch this if you're Venus in Leo, or if you're just feeling the Leo energy today, you can also cross-watch for other people. I'm gonna go ahead and get into your September forecast coming up here for the next month, okay? And what you can expect and what is currently the energy around you right now too, and what's leading into all of this, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to do an astrology wheel for you guys. It's gonna show all 12 houses, and I'm going to pull a tarot card for each house, and we're gonna talk through what that means for you in your life, okay? And if you'd like to join me on the 18+ extended reading, there'll be a link to my Vimeo channel below for those of you that would like to get to your 18+ forecast, okay? So let's go ahead without any further ado. Spirits, angels, and guides, please connect me to the energy of Leos who come here today with an open heart and open mind, seeking your guidance. Thank you for allowing us to be the medium in the channel between yourselves and Leo. When I say us, I mean me and my guides. So let's go ahead and do it. Let's go ahead and do it for my Leos. Okay. House 1, second house, third house, fourth house, fifth house, sixth house, seventh house, eighth house, ninth house, 10th house, 11th house, and 12th house, okay? And a significator, oh, 3 of Cups for you in the middle. Actually, that's interesting. I think, what was it? I think it was Taurus or Gemini that got the 3 of Cups too. Here's the Knight of Swords on the bottom of the deck, okay? And we're gonna go ahead and get started on your reading. We're gonna get going into each area of your life, and with you coming through as the 3 of Cups for the significator for your reading, the significator is also representing you and your first house here, which we're going to look at in a minute. But the significator is saying you want to be lighthearted, energetic, happy, peaceful, abundant, that you would like to feel fulfilled emotionally during this period of your life, okay? And what better to do than to celebrate that with friends or loved ones, and also possibly a celebration for you for an appreciation for a job well done, okay? So let's go ahead and see what we have here. We have, oh, the 9 of Pentacles. I like that. So you guys truly being recognized for the leaders that you are, and for the sophistication and air of sophistication that you carry with you when you walk in the room, which I'm sure you all really like, okay? And with the Knight of Swords on the bottom of the deck, this could be the energy that you were in before this month, which could have been very frenetic, an unrelenting pace, feeling flustered a lot, feeling discombobulated, okay? And I see going into this next period with the 9 of Pentacles, things are feeling a little more settled and a little more like they make sense, okay? And you guys may be very concerned with your work, with making money, with your appearance right now, and you may actually just not want anybody around you who's going to ruffle your feathers the wrong way. Like, don't kill my vibe. You know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and see what else we have here. We have the 5 of Pentacles in the second house. We have the 7 of Cups in the third house. Don't kill my vibe. We have the 6 of Swords in your fourth house. We have Justice in your fifth house, okay? We have the Queen of Pentacles in your sixth house. We have the Queen of Cups in your seventh house. Okay, I like that. I like that for you guys. The seventh house represents your partner. So your partner is feeling very emotional and very connected to whatever it is that they're doing, and hopefully it's you, okay? But let's see what else we have here. We have the 2 of Wands very speculative. We have the Four of Pentacles in your 9th house, okay? It's almost like I don't want to ruin a good thing is kind of what I'm getting here with the Four of Pentacles in your 9th house. But let's see what else. We have the Wheel of Fortune in your 10th house of career. That's exciting. Okay. So, you know, so I feel like some of you may be getting promotions, you may be getting raises, you may be interviewing for other positions, for vertical moves in your community, or in your job, or lateral moves, okay? You may not be real thrilled with the pay, but it does feel like you're wanting to see some changes when it comes to your career, okay? We have Strength, which is a Leo card. I like that, in your 11th house. And again, people admiring you, people appreciating you, and people understanding why the way you are the way you are, which is a good thing, you know, because sometimes we feel like with the Knight of Swords that we constantly have to be justifying our actions, or that we constantly have to be justifying who we are or why we're doing something, or, you know, I think it's very clear who you are and why you're doing things. And I feel like you guys don't really have to justify yourself or explain yourself as much, particularly to friends and people in your community or around you, associates, etc. I feel like people are more accepting of your leadership and of your power at this time, which is good. That's good. We have the Ace of Wands in your 12th house. So that's interesting too, because, and you have the Two of Wands in your 8th house, all right? So I kind of feel like you guys are very busy and goal-oriented during this next period, but at the same time, some of you really are wanting to, you know, get laid, I feel like. And someone may actually have a secret crush on you or be into you, and you may not even notice it that much, okay? Because with this Queen of Cups, we see that there's someone that truly does care about you or truly does have feelings for you. And, you know, but for some reason, I feel like it's not that sexual between you and this person. It might be more of a friendship. It might be more of a appreciate that you're there for me. It might be more of like a loving, caring bond with a really great friend. But I kind of feel like it's not, maybe, this is where I feel like someone could be into you, but either A, you're not really noticing it, or B, you're not really registering this person as a sexual partner. And that's because they could remind you of someone weirdly from your family. Like they could remind you of your mother. They could remind you of your sister, just something. They could remind you of a brother of yours. Like, it's very familial with the Queen of Cups, okay? And this is a Cancer card in the tarot. So there may be a person that has Cancer in their chart, that like wants to help you, wants to be there for you, is, you know, this may be a person too who has apologized like several times to you and is trying to get something going with you again. For those of you that, you know, for those of you that have had like an ex sniffing around, or somebody that constantly is apologizing to you for being late or for missing things, or for, you know, just, you know, I mean, I don't think they mean anything bad by it, but I also feel like you guys are like this. You know what I'm saying? You see what I'm doing with my hand? It's like, my time is valuable. Don't waste my time. Like, don't be wishy-washy. Don't be canceling, you know, don't be having so many things that you need to apologize for, okay? So I kind of feel like, and for those of you that have partners, your partners may be annoying you a little bit right now, or your partner may be a little bit annoying to you. And some of you may actually find yourself like, you know, attracted it's almost like you're saying if this person was more fire-like, or if they had more incentive within them, or if they were sexier or something, I would like them more. Which, you know, I mean, you know, it is what it is. You can't deny what you feel. And if there is somebody that likes you or is trying to chat you up or trying to be your friend, I feel like this person could definitely have a strong sexual interest in you, okay? However, like I said, with the Ace of Wands being in your 12th house, to me, this is like putting that fire, that spark, hiding it in your 12th house where it's very ambiguous. You know what I'm saying, Leo? And it's like, I think this person likes me, but you know, so, and I think this person is not really like normally the people or the type of person that you would go for, or they're normally not your usual cup of tea. Okay, I think with the Knight of Swords in the world, you tend to like people that are very ambitious, outgoing. With the Page of Wands, you know, have a high sexual libido, are like very optimistic and happy all the time. You maybe tend to go for people that don't really know what they want at times and are just kind of in one day, out the next. And I do feel like, you know, this person has deep feelings for you and cares about you, but like I said, I don't want to, you know, I don't want to overemphasize the point because I feel like you guys get it, but I do see something like this happening. And I feel like you don't really want to hurt this person's feelings either, because they are a nice person, or because they are a friend, or because they're just genuinely a very swell person that means well. And, but with the Three of Cups in the middle, that's really between you and this person. It's really more of like, well, we'll see each other when we see each other, and it'll be like a good time, and we'll catch up with each other and, you know, chat and talk about our lives, and it'll be nice and all of that. But I just really, I'm not seeing where you are. And also people kind of pouring their heart out to you at this time may be a little bit unsettling for you. I think you guys are more than happy to like celebrate people's victories and raise other people up and be a compassionate, caring person to the friends that you care about and all of that. But I also just feel like, you know, wacky, like weird, out of, maybe not wacky, but just too much emotion or too much, because you don't really have, I mean, you have the Seven of Cups here in the 3rd house, but that's not, you know, I mean, I don't feel like you guys are really into overly sappy displays of anything right now. I think you're very, you know, you're very practical minded with the Nine of Pentacles, and you're all about, some of you may all be about hustling for that hot dollar, or you may be doing certain things to beautify yourself and making yourself look good and making yourself look like a classy, you know, a classy person out there in those streets, okay? But with the Five of Pentacles, you know, sometimes we want to look like $1 million, but our bank account is hurting, you know, is hurting. Some help over here might be nice, right? And it looks like some of you, maybe you need a loan, or maybe some funds need to come through, like your student loans, or maybe some, you know, and you guys are like, when I get these funds, or when I get paid, or when I get these funds coming through, I'll be living, you know, high on the hog. I'll be living, you know, well with this Nine of Pentacles. And I feel like you guys always have a belief in yourself that, you know, you're going to be okay. And even if you don't have a lot, you know how to make a lot last because you're an efficient person. Okay. But it could be, the money part is, you know, out of all the cards here that are kind of a little challenging to deal with, I would say it's this Five of Pentacles in your money house, okay? And also the Seven of Cups in your 3rd house isn't that great, because it can sometimes cause us to communicate in a way that isn't really giving other people an idea of where we're at, possibly because we don't want to hurt people's feelings, possibly because we aren't sure ourselves. So we're just kind of, you know, going along with something, and, you know, our thought processes are not that clear on what it is that we should actually be saying or communicating. We might have a hard time saying what it is that we really want. Although I think you guys know what you want with the 9 of Pentacles. It's just an issue of, well, I don't want to, you know, I feel like some of you are saying, I don't want to say something that is going to come back and bite me. I don't want to say something that, you know, is going to cause me to like shoot myself in the foot or cause me to look bad. So there's maybe some concerns about that. And if you really are seeing a situation for what it is, and it may be hard, you may be communicating to people that it's going to be hard for you, like from a relationship perspective at this point, to pick one thing. You know what I mean? To pick just one person or to pick just one thing at this time. And you may be communicating to people in a way where it's like, does Leo really know what they want? Or is Leo a little bit confused about, you know, when it comes to, because this is a Venus card. So when it comes to like their desires and when it comes to what they want, you know, like, is Leo really know what they're saying and doing? And some of you may be questioning, like, if you're studying something that's actually going to pay off for you, or some of you may be learning something and thinking, what am I going to use this for? Or how am I going to apply this? And what is this even, what is this going to get me at the end of the day, right? Because the 9 of Pentacles is really about that efficiency. And it's like, okay, I got all my ducks in a row here, and you know, I know what I'm doing, and I'm ready to take action if necessary, but I'm also, you know, being very efficient about how I apply my energy, okay? So that might be a little bit troublesome for you guys, especially if you're trying to come up with ideas money-wise as well, because we have the 2nd house with the 5 of Pentacles, and we have the 3rd house with the 7 of Cups. So if you're trying to come up with ideas, like as to why, like, you know, why am I, like, I feel like I'm at the top of my game, 9 of Pentacles, and I'm doing a really good job, but, you know, am I not doing something right? Am I not communicating something right when it comes to my money, or when it comes to, like the way I see myself? Okay. So some of you could be kind of going back and forth a lot, is what I'm seeing here, when it comes to communicating exactly what you want and need. Okay. And, but the good part of it is, with this 6 of Swords in your 4th house, is I feel like it's very low drama on the home front. So some of you may have just moved into a different space. Some of you may have really liked the space that you're at because it's calmer, it's more peaceful, it's by the water, it's pretty. You can actually have time to think. You can have some time to yourself, you know. And some of you, if you have been saving your money with the 9 of Pentacles to get a new place, or to, you know, get away from a bad situation with a roommate that you didn't like, or move out of someplace and move yourself up, okay? I mean, good quality things are worth it. And I think you guys know that, but it may be putting a little bit of pressure on your bank account. And with the 7 of Cups in your house of communications and thinking, you may be thinking about, what expenditures could I cut, or what things could I cut in order to make this work? Because I don't think you guys want to go back to how things were before at all. Like, that ship has sailed. And I feel like you're pretty happy with your decisions because the 4th house in astrology also is the deepest part of our chart, and it represents midnight in our chart. So it can also represent family and real estate and things like that. So, you know, your environment is fairly peaceful, I feel like, with the Six of Swords, which, you know, thank goodness for small miracles, right? Because I feel like, you know, some of you could have made upgrades to your home, or you could have taken some money that you have, and because the Nine of Pentacles is all about investing her money wisely into things that can grow. She always keeps some for herself, but then she puts some of it towards what she thinks is going to work or build for her. So I feel like some of you, you know, maybe you went a little bit out on a limb with that, and now you're like, okay, I got to make up this money, you know, with the Five of Pentacles in your second house. The second house is the house of money, and the Five of Pentacles is the Lord of material trouble. So it's like, oops, I overspent a little bit there, or oops, I had some medical expenses that randomly came up that I had to pay for, but I need to take care of myself, so I need to spend the money. Or oops, I really needed to get out of that place that I was in with the Six of Swords in your fourth house, and it was definitely worth it to me because I feel so much better now with the Nine of Pentacles here in your first house. Like, I feel so much better now. I feel so much more settled now. But now I'm trying to, with the Seven of Cups in your third house, cut corners. I'm trying to decide what it is that I should do to kind of get myself back into a more stable position when it comes to my money, okay? So I feel like that is a concern for you guys during this period, but I think you're gonna make wise decisions about it because you're not one to just kind of blow things. You know, there's a reason for why you do things with the Nine of Pentacles. And maybe to people on the outside with the Three of Cups, it just looks like, you know, girls just want to have fun or guys just want to have fun or whatever. But I do think there is a rhyme and a reason for what you do. And this is a Virgo card. So some of you may have, some of you Leos here may have Virgo in your chart too. You may be like Virgo rising, etc. And if you are Virgo rising, that would put fire in your 12th house. That would put your fire in your 12th house. So that would put Leo in your 12th house. But so some of you may actually have that in your chart, and there's just a part of you that is very detailed and practical and goal-oriented when it comes to the things that you're trying to do. And yeah, it's an investment up front, and it may cause a few nights of eating ramen noodles, but at least you're in a better environment. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that is really, and some of you may be waiting for monies to come through because you have, in your 8th house of debt, you have the Two of Wands, okay? So, you know, that's a lot of activity in your 8th house. The Two of Wands is Mars and Aries. So it's like, okay, let's come through with it. And it's the Lord of Dominion. So it's like, okay, I'm going to be restored and I'm going to be, you know, once that comes through, I feel like you guys are saying things are going to be a little bit easier. Once that, some of you could be, like I said, waiting on a payment or waiting on some money to come through, or maybe waiting for somebody to pay you back, etc. And it's like, you know, it's time to take some action on that, okay? Or if you need to secure some student loans or some debt for your business, or some monies for your business to put an infusion of cash into something, I see where you're actually taking action on that. And I think it'll help, right? I do think it will help. I think it's gonna put you in this Nine of Pentacles position, and it's strategic. So a lot of you Leos, I feel like, are making some strategic decisions about your money and about, you know, what you would like to, what you've already tried and didn't really work versus what you would like to do now. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think you're right on point with that. And I do think it will. So if you're like, I was thinking about taking this loan, or I was thinking about trying to secure these funds or whatever, and I was wondering if it will work, I think it will work. You know, some of you just may be wondering, you know, it's almost like if somebody was trying to get a grant for something or do some type of grant writing, or if you had to do some type of thing to get a scholarship or to get the money. I feel like with the Seven of Cups, there may be some question about in your third house about how to do that or how to make that happen. Okay, so that's very interesting energy for you guys. Very cool. I mean, not cool about the Five of Pentacles in your second house, but you guys are resourceful. Nine of Pentacles in your first house. So I am not worried about you because you are very resourceful. And we can see justice in your fifth house, which is the house of children and pleasure. Okay, and you know, for those of you that have children with justice in your fifth house, and I've been seeing this coming up in the readings and the other readings I've done, I feel some of you, you know, I mean, it's funny when our kids try to give us ultimatums or tell us what they want or boss us around or whatever. You know, I don't have kids, Leo, but if you do, I feel like you guys are like, no, you know, I've listened to you enough. I've heard what you've had to say. I've been very fair with you, but it's time that you XYZ, okay? And for those of you that have multiple children, like a son and a daughter or two sons or whatever, they might be fighting or they might be having issues or needing someone to help them sort some things out, okay? I also feel like if you're at a social event or I also feel for some of you could be having a friend that is going through some shit or is going through, you know, dating someone who is like a lying, cheating asshole or something like that. I do feel like for those of you, if you're at social events or if you're at places where people are being really rowdy or being really disrespectful to the people there, I feel like you guys may actually say something. And I also feel like for those of you with strength in your 11th house of friends, if you see someone being rude or mean to your friend or not being kind to other people, like some people are just totally rude in public. Do you know what I'm saying? Like totally rude in restaurants, totally rude in all places and just cause a scene. I feel like you guys may be a person that actually stands up and says something. You might be a person that says, hey, you know, like, everybody like stop, you know, stop bothering everyone or something like that. Okay. So you guys kind of like being the authority, I feel like, whether it's with your children or whether it's in situations that like you want to keep the peace with justice. Justice is responsible for keeping the peace and, you know, keeping everybody on their toes and keeping everything fair and balanced. Okay. And yeah, I also just feel like you're kind of, when it comes to your own pleasure seeking and your own, like, I'm going to get out there and, you know, screw everything that moves or whatever. I don't really feel like you're in that space. I feel like you're more, because you have the Ace of Wands in the 12th house too. I mean, there may be a part of you that is like really longing to be touched and really has some secret fantasies and desires and, you know, and is maybe just ignoring those impulses or not really wanting to be subjected to those impulses because you don't want yourself to get off the straight and narrow path. So if you are in situations with, you know, the 5th house being the house of pleasure, I kind of feel like some of you may be like, well, I mean, I could go out to this party or I could do this, but you may be deciding not to. Also, for those of you Leos that are into, you know, art, you're into music, you're into acting, you're into these types of things, or if you just like doing movie reviews, you know, some people do like movie reviews, and I could see some of you guys, for those of you nerds out there that are like really into Star Wars or Star Trek or, you know, debating about the Big Lebowski. I don't know what you guys got going on out there, but you know, I feel like some of you, you may see like some people for pleasure, they like to play games, or they like to go out and do sports or things like that in their free time, okay? Or just like to get into really nerdy debates about, you know, the attributes of, you know, Star Wars 1 versus Star Wars 3. You know, I mean, I don't know anything about, I don't know anything about Star Wars, but do you know what I'm saying? I feel like you guys may want to get into, like, justice in the 5th house to me is like, okay, let's go for a night of trivia. Let's go and, you know, if you're playing role-playing games like Dungeons and Dragons, you could be the dungeon master with justice in the 5th house. You know, these are just things, Leo. Some of you are probably like, I don't have any desire to do any of that, Natalie. That's fine. But you might be very picky and choosy about the type of things that you're doing for pleasure. And if people are just trying to kind of drag you along to different events that you're not interested in, you might just be like, I don't really want to go. Okay, but at the same time, it doesn't justify like anybody's really bad, nasty attitude. So if you see people acting like that, you may tell them, hey, that's enough, okay? And I see you being like, with strength in your 11th house, I see you being very defensive towards your friends and like seeing through other people's actions. So if there are people that you care about and people that you want to protect and people that you want to encourage, I feel like some of you Leos will be encouraging friends or other people in your life to like be better and to do better. And some of you may be telling a friend or somebody in your life, like really honestly what you think, but they need to hear it, and helping someone get over something that has been very hard for them to get through, okay? So you're a very caring person that way, and you're, you know, you're a strong leader when you're in a good position. And I do think you have that ability during the next month to kind of help others and stand up for others, okay? And you may not feel like doing some of the normal things that you usually used to be doing for fun with justice in your 5th house. You may be like, I'm not into that anymore. I don't really want to do that anymore. I want to do this instead, okay? With the Queen of Pentacles in your 6th house, I think this is very good because this tells me that you're being very practical and realistic and natural about your health and your work and your stress levels, okay? Like you're again, it reminds me of the 9 of Pentacles, okay? And I also think some of you could be, and I've been seeing this come up in all the readings, but some of you could be wanting to like eat healthier or get into some type of positive routine that is really going to be beneficial. Some of you may wanting to be reducing your stress levels as well, okay? And, you know, whether it's through meditation, whether it's through taking some time for yourself, whether it's taking some time to unplug in nature, I feel like all of these things can help you manage your stress levels, because the Queen of Pentacles is very busy, and that's very busy energy in your 6th house, which is a house of stress, okay? But I feel like if you manage things right and you stay on top of it, your health and your stress levels and everything will be fine. All right. You just have to put in the effort, I feel like. And if you say you're going to do something like, I'm going to try to take an hour a day to go for a walk, you know, just make sure you follow through with that, because I think you'll see a lot of health benefits from it. And I do think it will help you manage your stress. Also with the Queen of Pentacles here, some of you could be helping others with that, helping others manage their stress, or there may be a particular individual that is encouraging you, okay? And this person may be telling you like, you know, I think your job is very stressful, or I think what you've going on is very stressful. Here, let me help you, or here, let me do something for you. The Queen of Pentacles in the tarot represents a Capricorn. So some of you may have a Capricorn, an instrumental Capricorn that is helping you with something when it comes to your stress level or your health issues, okay? And some of you could also be, for those of you that have cats or you have dogs or you have pets, some of you may need to spend a little bit of money to take care of your animals, or they may be due for a visit to the doctor, that type of thing, okay? Because the Queen of Pentacles is like the responsible mother who's taking, you can see the little rabbit down there, who's taking her little furry friends in to have checkups and maybe needing to spend a little bit of money with the Queen of Pentacles, but as long as it keeps everybody healthy, you know, that's okay. And some of you, for those of you that have children, you may be telling your children, I really need you to stop doing this, and I really need you to, you know, make better choices for yourself, because if you don't, you know, it could have effects on your health, and it could have, you know, it could have bad effects on you down the line, right? So some of you may be needing to have those conversations with your children, or maybe even a partner too, is what I'm getting, okay? But, or some of you may actually be needing to have that conversation with your mother, okay? Because we have, and it's interesting because with the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles, we have Cancer and Capricorn energy in your 6th and 7th house, okay? So some of you may have Cancer and Capricorn in your chart, or you may be dealing with two specific people with that in their chart, okay? And they may need to be dealt with very differently. One is receptive to practical advice and is very open to that and to hearing that. And if you appeal to that side of it, they'll listen. And the other one may be more emotional, and you may have to do a little bit more work there to meet that person on their level, okay? It's 333 right now in your reading, Leo. I just looked up at the clock and I saw 333, so that's really cool. And that's like triple Empress energy, very cool. And a lot of people associate the 9 of Pentacles with the Empress. But anyway, so you have two queens here, and very different though, very different, very opposite energies. And it may be easier for you to deal with the Queen of Pentacles because you are more like that yourself, more practical, more real, more conscientious of, you know, the Queen of Cups is great, but she also, I think is just she's a little bit of your opposite. Do you know what I'm saying? Or he or she is a little bit of your opposite. So that's interesting. And some of you could also be having something going on with your mothers, okay? Or there may be like a family thing where you need to tell them, hey, I need you to, you know, for those of you that are older and sometimes you take care of your parents or you have to help your parents out, I do see something like that here. And with Justice in the 5th house of children, this may be where you are acting kind of like the parent to your parent, okay? And some of you may have had that growing up anyway, where you had to be the adult one or the responsible one or the mature one, and you had to be the adult for your own parent. And that's really tough, Leos, for those of you that had to experience that. I can tell why, you know, you're so strong and centered and mature, because some of you maybe had to go through that experience, okay? And I mean, I feel like in your 4th house of family is the 6 of Swords. So finally, maybe we can have a decision on something and put something to rest that has been bothering everybody. You know what I mean? When it comes to a family issue. But that's that. So let's move on to your 8th house with the 2 of Wands, okay? And the 8th house, as I said, is a house of anxiety and debt and what's hidden. Also, it represents what's hidden. And for me too, it represents like our sexual drive and our sexual energy. So your sexual energy is definitely there. Your fire is definitely there. It's just, you know, with the Ace of Wands in the 12th house, it's just being hidden for a little bit. I feel like here, while you guys get some control of other things going on in your environment, okay? And also, I think you're not afraid to take things on, and that's what I like about you, is your courage, okay? With the Two of Wands in your 8th house, you're not gonna let anything scare you from taking the action that you need to take. And you're going to hold your ground magnificently, is also what I feel, okay? And so, you know, a lot of people, if we have fear about money or if we have anxiety about things in our lives, instead of just sitting and doing nothing about it, we tackle it and we actually do something to turn things into our favor. And I feel like you guys are really ready to do that, or you're all about that, or you will be doing that. Now, as far as the Four of Pentacles in the 9th house, this is an interesting one because the 9th house is where we can afford ourselves some luxuries. We can travel, we can, you know, talk to people from new cultures, we can get out of our comfort zone, we can study spirituality, we can take some classes. It has to do with higher education, our dreams and our vision and our faith in life, okay? And that's the 9th house. So I feel like some of you with the Four of Pentacles in the 9th house, you're like, I can't afford to be frivolous right now. You know, some of you may have put money into your living situation. Some of you may be helping a parent, a child, or a relative. Some of you may need to just be flexible to, well, flexible is the wrong word. Some of you may need to be at a point where you don't have your resources all tied up in 100 different things. We may need to kind of concentrate things. And so when I see the Four of Pentacles in the 9th house, you're not allowing yourself to, you know, to take weird classes that don't really have anything to do with your major. You're not willing to spend money on quote unquote frivolous travel. You're not wanting to spend time on, you know, just, the 9th house is where some nice fun things and rewards that we want for ourselves and our ability to like manifest our dreams. Also, some of you could be keeping close to your chest what you are actually planning to do when it comes to your work or to your career. And I feel like for you, it's show me the money. As Jerry Maguire would say, show me the money. And if there's no money to be made or no money to be had, then I have to be practical, is kind of what I feel like you guys are saying and thinking. Is, you know, like you're telling me, Natalie, I can't go spend my money on that type of stuff because I have to be ready for anything and everything because people depend on me, 9 of Pentacles, and I can't go be frivolous with things, and I can't really allow myself the luxury of, you know, traipsing off and doing whatever, or studying spirituality, or taking on like new classes, or, you know, I have to stick with what I'm doing, basically, you know. And I can see like you're very, and some of you too, with the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles is the sun in Capricorn. And in classical astrology, when we have Saturn in the 9th house, we can say that somebody's like kind of an atheist, okay? So some of you may be not really feeling the most spiritual right now. You might not be feeling the most connected to that, but I feel like there's a good reason for it. And it's not to say that you aren't spiritual or you couldn't be spiritual. I just feel you're kind of have bigger, in your mind, you're like, I've got bigger fish to fry, or I've got other things I have to concern myself with, okay? So I get it, you know, not every day can be a kumbaya spiritual festival, you know? And if you have been spending money on travel or different things like that, I see it kind of drying up and you not wanting to put as much influence there. And I feel like there is a bit of a push-pull in your 10th house with the Wheel of Fortune, because I feel like you guys don't really, with the Four of Pentacles in the 9th house, you really don't want to change your dreams or change your direction. You just want to keep keep it going. But some of you may be wondering, like, is this practical or is this gonna work out? You know what I'm saying? And some of you may be bracing yourself for a change too. And in the tarot, the Wheel of Fortune is associated with the life experience of riches versus poverty. You know what I mean? So in the 10th house, it's like, I love what I do, or there's something that I feel very passionate about that I really would like to do, but is it going to, you know, is it going to make money, or is it going to, will I get to my destination, is what I feel like with the Wheel of Fortune. And however, I think there is a fated journey or a fated destiny happening in your 10th house, okay? And the more that you try to control it, the less beneficial it is. So I feel like in order to reap all the benefits of having Jupiter in your 10th house, the Wheel of Fortune in your 10th house, you kind of have to let fate do its thing, okay? And I know it can be really hard to let go of control, but I feel like the more that you do that, the better, you know, the better your path will be. Also, the Wheel of Fortune is associated with Jupiter, and Jupiter is the planet of learned men or women. You know what I'm saying? Like people who have training, people, you know, we could talk about like lawyers and doctors, and some of you could have had like very high expectations put on you too, that you be a certain thing or that you follow a certain path, okay? And some of you may be very lucky when it comes to your career too. Like you can get where you're going and you barely have to do it without cracking a book while everyone else is studying or doing whatever. You just kind of intrinsically know where to go and what to do. So that's very powerful to have the Wheel of Fortune in your 10th house, okay? But some of you may be wondering, do I really like what I'm doing? Is this really what I'm meant to be doing? Is this really gonna be the end all be all for me? And I feel like the answer to that, like, is this career that you're in now, or is this thing that you're trying to pursue, is this going to be the end all be all for you? Is this gonna be a final stop on your journey? Is this gonna be your final destination? No, I don't think so, but it doesn't mean that it's not good, or that it couldn't be good, or that it's not going to get you to where you need to go, right? One thing leads to another. So it doesn't mean to completely, you know, like be like, fuck it, I don't care. Like it means nothing to me, you know? But I also think it, every little part of your journey helps you to become who you are, you know? And I feel like though, if this is going to be, this isn't the end all be all. And some of you may be asking, what's next? You know, I finished my studies, or I finished, and we have the 3 of Cups in the celebration. I finished something, or I want to finish something. I want to go back and finish something, but what next? And my advice to you would be to take it one step at a time, and just, you know, don't overthink it, because if you do, you drive yourself crazy. You know what I mean? And you got some big time energy happening in your career. So things are going to be different. I guarantee a year from now, Leo, things are going to be different for you. Okay. And yeah, so if you've been frustrated or you've been having a lot of questions, I feel like that could be important for you to know. All right. With strength in your 11th house, the 11th house is the house of the fulfillment of our desires. So I can see that even if you have to give up things, even if you have to take on things with the 2 of Wands in the 8th house, even if you have to take on things that make you feel uncomfortable or make you get anxiety, even if you have to give things up that you love to do with the 4 of Pentacles in the 9th house, you are going to reach your fulfillment with the Strength card, because you have the right power and control over yourself. Like, meaning you're not going to let yourself get too far off the path. Okay. And what you want to achieve for yourself, I feel is very important to you. And it also kind of like keeps you out of trouble. You know what I'm saying? Because with the Ace of Wands in the 12th house, we could find people who are like, have a side to them that likes to party or has a very impulsive streak, or because the 12th house can be where we self-sabotage, you know, or just likes to do things very rashly, or likes to do things in a very, like, without thinking, okay? So I think you guys already know to accomplish your hopes and your wishes and your desires, you have to be stronger than those urges. Do you know what I'm saying? And so that's where I think you're really gaining confidence and power. Now, some of you, as I said earlier, may be helping a friend on this similar journey. Some of you may have a friend or a loved one or lover that you do really care about what happens to them, and you do really care about their work, and you really do want them to feel like they're good enough. And so you want to be a good example to other people. And I think that's wonderful. Okay. Let me just count some houses for a second. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. So the Two of Wands is going to be the 10th house of your friends and, you know, your associates and friends. And you want to see other people succeed. You want to see them go after their dreams and what it is that you want. And I feel like you hate to see people having unlived potential, okay? And not really going after what they want. So because I feel, you know, at one point, maybe you could have fallen into some trap like that, but it's not going to happen to you, because I feel like you, you know, you've really worked on yourself to have good self-control, okay? And also with the Ace of Wands in your 12th house, there could be some interesting, creative, exciting, fun ideas that you're not really paying a whole lot of attention to because you are so focused on the practical and what's happening around you in the day-to-day and the whole money situation. So I would just say in your dreams, you may get to have some of you may have some sex dreams as well, or you may be having some crazy hot dreams, and there is still a libido within you, I feel like, that needs to, you know, let its little light shine, as they say. However, I feel like there's someone with this Queen of Cups in your house of partnership that you really wouldn't want to hurt, or you really wouldn't want to disappoint. But at the same time, Leos, I feel like this person is a little bit of a drag to you, because as much as you care, they're not really, you know, I don't know. They're not really doing it all for you. You know what I'm saying? And not that people have to do everything for you or like do it for you all the time. I just feel like it's a little bit lackluster for you. And I feel like with the Two of Wands in your 8th house, you have some secret desires for something a bit more passionate and maybe a little less watered down. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's a friend. I feel like it's okay, fine. It's a friend. That's great. But I also feel like you can't hold a friend in the place of, you know, a lover just because you want to be nice to them or you don't want to hurt them. So you kind of hold a space for them, a caring space for them, but it's also not really what you want. I think you guys have to be a little careful of misleading people with the 7 of Cups in your 3rd house of communication. If a person is trying to get, you know, I mean, I think when it comes to a lot of things, like you give a very straightforward answer with Justice and the Queen of Pentacles and the 9 of Pentacles and Strength. But when it comes to, you know, hurting another person's feelings, or when it comes to like defining where you're at with another person who you can tell clearly is interested in you, I feel like the waters get a little murky there with the 7 of Cups in the 3rd house. And you guys just not wanting to get rid of all your options probably, and also not wanting to, you know, not wanting to give the clearest answer. So if someone's trying to get something out of you and be like, well, you know, Leo, like, I really care for you. I really like love you. I adore you. I really want to be with you. And you're like, well, that's great. Like, I really care for you too. Like, you're a really great person, and you're quite the stand-up human being, and I really value you in my life. Okay. And that's a very Nine of Pentacles thing to say to someone, but it doesn't really give any clarity. Doesn't really give any clarity on, like, you know, what your particular feelings are. So I would just say be careful of leading other people astray, and be careful of, you know, whatever. Just be careful, okay? And the thing is I think you are careful with the Nine of Pentacles, all right? But let's go ahead. But, you know, like I said, you've got a big heart. You don't want to hurt people, that thing, okay? But I do feel like Spirit's trying to bring you some new ideas, but you guys may also just be real focused on the here and now and what actually works, okay? I get it. That's life. But let's go ahead. I want to get one more card here. I want to see what's up with this Five of Pentacles in the second house for Leo. Five of Pentacles in Five of Pentacles. Ghost. Okay. So this is exactly what I was saying. The money that I expected to be in my account and there in my account is missing. I've got money that is missing, okay? And luckily the Nine of Pentacles knows how to save for a rainy day, and knows how to make more money, and knows how to multiply and be fruitful and all of that. But it's a little bit nerve-wracking when the money that you think is supposed to be there doesn't show up. That's why I think with the eighth house and debt, there may be some funds, alternative funds that could come through to you in the way of, you know, like loans coming through or things like that, okay? So that's a bit of, you know, unnerving. I want to get one for this Queen of Cups in the seventh house, because I think that's very interesting energy. Let's go ahead and see. Okay, balance. All right. So, you know, there needs to be a good balance in your connections with other people. The seventh house represents other people other than us, and specifically our partners, right? So what I see here is maybe a little bit of a misunderstanding about what we are to each other. Do you know what I'm saying? And also, if you're always the one taking care of other people with money and resources, and somebody is like, you know, always needing you and always, you know, but they're always giving to you emotionally, but you're always giving to them practically, there is something, a question like, is this a balanced exchange or not? Okay. And some of you Leos may feel like you need to take care of someone because it's your responsibility. I'm getting for some of you, this could also be like a mother or someone who's like a mother figure that you need to take care of, or you need to think about as well, or a family member or somebody, a friend or something that's taking up a lot of space in your seventh house. But I also feel like, and sometimes situations are not at a place where they can really be balanced. But, you know, also I feel like this Queen of Cups needs to have good expectations and balanced expectations about what you can really give, okay? That's another thing. So some of you may need to balance this person's expectations about what it is that you can actually do and give. And that may result in you having to think a little bit more than you want to with the Seven of Cups in your third house. But I think that it is necessary, okay? And let's get one more for your career up here for the Wheel of Fortune. And I'm gonna get another one up here. Spirit, can you show me some more energy here for the wheel? Okay, ooh, all right. Oh boy, a bunch of stuff. That's interesting. Okay, so we have comfort, right? And it's easy to get comfortable where we're at. And I said, is this the place you're gonna end up being forever? I don't think so, no. Like maybe sometimes for you guys, you get comfortable in a particular place, but then it's like, boom, you know, there's movement. But you need, It's the difference between being comfortable somewhere or having the space to move and to grow and to become something else. And I think, you know, wherever you at has to give you that ability to do that. And if it doesn't, then you might just be, you know, wasting time. And we don't want you to waste time, all right? And I don't think you will. Like I said, it's a stepping stone to kind of get into another position or to get somewhere else. But this could be this relationship between comfort versus the space to move up or the space to make changes. And I think your intuition tells you with this intuition card that this isn't going to be your final destination. Okay. Like there's more to the story for you. Okay. So let me go ahead and get a love card for you guys. I'm going to go ahead and get a love card. This Queen of Cups that popped in here is dominating your 7th house space. Okay. Wanting a lot from you or wanting to give you a lot or just wanting a lot in general, but I don't know. You know, you guys tell me in the comments how you feel about it. I know you're nice and you don't want to hurt anyone, but let's go ahead and see. When it comes to love, Spirit, can you show me when it comes to love, what does Leo, what's the message for Leo here? Okay. Well, that's a lot. So Spirit, tell me which one to pick. Okay, I feel like I should pick this one. All right. This deck's a little hard to use because it's all, you know, all over the place. We have here Secret Admirer. Oh my God. Hell yeah. This is what I've been saying all along. Secret Admirer. Someone has deeper feelings for you than they are letting on. Queen of Cups. All right. I feel like they're going to be letting it on and this person's not going to be so secret. But with the Ace of Wands in your 12th house, like someone has a secret desire for you. I mentioned that in your reading that someone has like a secret crush on you or wants you or has a thing for you. Okay. Someone has deeper feelings for you than they're letting on. And they got this love situation. Their heart is beaming and glowing and beaming with growth and abundance when they think of you. Okay. But how do you think of them? You know, are they a fun person that, and my apologies to the cross watchers too. If you're watching this and you're like, oh my God, is this what, you know, this person thinks or whatever? I mean, this is why I think the need for communication is really important. And let me see, for my cross watchers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, knowing your value, knowing your worth. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, you know, some of you maybe don't want to find out the truth, all right, with the 4 of Pentacles in your derived 3rd house. You don't really, it's like, I don't, you know, let's just keep it as it is. I don't really want to, you know, push things any farther, okay? But I also think it is about you guys valuing your own self, okay? And yeah. And in your 12th house is the Queen of Pentacles. So some issues of value and self-worth and taking care of yourself and all of that, okay? So, and so I'm getting a real, you know, mother energy in this reading. So, you know, you could have issues with your mother. They could have issues with their mother. There's a real, you know, everyone's trying to be everyone's mother. You know what I'm saying? It gets a little crazy. Let's go ahead. Oh boy, let's go ahead and see. It's so Freudian, isn't it, Leos? But let's go ahead and see what's going on. Okay, let's see. Spirit, what do the Leos need to focus on right now? Virgo, I analyze. Absolutely. I've been channeling Virgo energy. And there's Venus on the bottom of the deck. Venus in Virgo. That's the 9 of Pentacles. That is literally the definition of the 9 of Pentacles, or the astrological association for the 9 of Pentacles is Venus in Virgo. And there it is. So you are definitely analyzing your life and your situations. And some of you are behaving more like a Virgo than you are a Leo. And you're wondering, if I put my time and effort into things, I expect certain things out of it. And love may be a bit on a back burner for you right now, as you're analyzing everything going on around you, and you're doing your best to bring together all the information that you're getting and deciding where you would like to put your time, effort, money, etc. Okay, so you guys are in analysis mode. I analyze, okay? And this has to do with your career. I mean, the other thing is you don't want to overanalyze. If some of you did move or you went to a different place, don't overanalyze that, because I think you made the right decision, okay? It's just, how do we get everything into working order with Virgo, okay? It's like, I'm analyzing myself, I'm analyzing my decisions. Was this a smart thing to do? I still have some money left, but what should I be thinking of here? I'm expecting these resources. And is this really where I want to end up in my career with the Wheel of Fortune here? Is that really what I want? So don't burden yourself with so much overthinking that it goes crazy. Also, if you guys are busy taking care of other people financially, or you're busy taking on a caretaker role, I mean, there is this whole thing of balancing and analyzing the balance between you and other people, right? I mean, because the Nine of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups are very different in the way they show they care. The Nine of Pentacles is an acts of service type of a person, and the Queen of Cups is more of like a quality time type of person, or words of affirmation, or, you know, physical touch or something like that, okay? So how do we kind of work through that, you know, without devaluing ourselves or anyone else? So that's a very interesting question that you guys are working on right now, Leos. And Virgo season, actually we are in Virgo season right now. So this is a big time for you to stay on top of things and to watch what's happening around you and to not get distracted by everything, okay? And to be careful with your time, efforts, and resources. And I think you're gonna do just fine at that with the Nine of Pentacles. You're ready for that. You're ready to be that, all right? So let's go ahead and see. Maybe you're not wanting a lot of surprises right now. So you're just like, okay, I've got to make sure I got this figured out. But let's go ahead and see for my Leos. Let's get an animal totem here for you guys. What is the animal that is coming through for, I would keep wanting to call you guys Virgos now. What is the animal coming through for my Leos? What is the animal? What's the animal spirit? Okay. We have porcupine on the bottom of the deck, time for a beginner's mind. Okay, well, the Ace of Wands is very much a beginner's mind, but that could have been in the past, okay? I think you guys are like, it isn't time for a beginner's mind. I know what I'm doing. Don't accuse me of having a beginner's mind, Natalie, okay? So I wouldn't dream of it. Let's go. You're like, I'm not a beginner at this. I've been doing this a while. You guys are giving me the stare down there. The one finger stare down. You know what the one finger stare down is, Leos? It's the middle finger. Anyway, let's go. Let's go ahead and see what animal is with Leo during this time. Ooh, come on now. Grasshopper spirit, take a leap of faith. Yeah, okay. Well, this kind of reminds me of the Fool card. And this grasshopper is wearing a crown. And so, you know, that's your crown, right? You guys are Leos. You already have your crown on. And look at this grasshopper is busy doing a lot of stuff, which I feel like you guys are busy doing a lot, and you're wearing your crown and you look busy and you look like you got your eye on the prize. But I would say don't get completely sucked into what you're doing so that you don't see the opportunities that could be just around the corner. And also, if it comes to like interviewing for a new position, if it comes to seeking out other sources of funding, if it comes to, you know, helping others with the Strength card and, you know, for you getting rid of any habits or anything that would keep you from wanting to take a leap of faith, being too humble, etc., etc. I mean, who would accuse a Leo of being too humble? But I mean, it doesn't matter. Sun signs are actually kind of irrelevant when you get into actual chart analysis. But you know, take a leap of faith is saying here, I think this is actually about your career, okay? You know, don't get so stodgy with things that you're not willing to take a leap of faith. Now, it might not be exactly the right time to do that, so we wait for the right moment, because the money thing may need to get stabilized first, and that may need to get organized. There may be some things that need to get organized. I'm doing this with my fingers because this grasshopper is clearly organizing things. But I think get yourself organized, get the money back in line, or get the money that you need or that's owed to you, etc. Invest back in yourself, and then get ready to take that leap of faith, okay? So Leos, that is what I am getting for you, my loves. We are going to take it to your 18 plus forecast extended reading. If you'd like to follow me to my Vimeo channel, I would love to see you there. And there'll be a link in my sorry, just about tripped. There'll be a link in my description box below. Thank you so much. Take care.